Once again for the second part of most of you say it is one of the best programs on TV. We're delighted to hear that our phone lines will soon get be open so that you will be able to talk to us. Remember, as I always say, please kindly go Facebook or Twitter if you can't get us online, because sometimes indeed become very busy. And so there are plenty of things to really talk about. We know indeed that the Nigerian Premier League, any minute from now, is nearly at the tail end. The boys separated from the men. We'll get to look at that critically. FIFA World Ranking is out. Most have said for Nigerian ranking, there's no difference between where they are placed at the Olympics and the FIFA ranking itself. We'll also look at that. The UEFA Champions League, these are some of many things on the table. Hopefully we'll get to drill that and get it too. The men are here. Those who will, why not, give us a dose of the information are here with me. I haven't changed my name. I won't. On the day I do, you will be the first to know. Chris Obukwalo is my name. I'm delighted to know you joining us. Please tell friends and neighbors that we are live and they can tune on to enjoy our program here on air. Here with us, I have the CEO of Abbey Life Network, a man who sees truth and just says it the way it is, any day, anytime. Abiodun Lawrence here with us. Abiodun, another time. Welcome back from America, I have to say. But indeed, another time to talk sports on Ben TV.
Thank you very much, Chris. It's nice to be back. Good.
Looking fresh? Does it simply mean that America is better than UK in terms of weather? Is that what we are?
As far as I'm concerned, home is home. I'm back home.
Home is home, isn't it? All right. Again, far. But then again, wherever they come into the country, they will always want to come and cuddle up to us. A man who can hold his own whenever it matters. Football agent with all truthfulness. True gentleman, if you ask me. I can begin to mention all and all if time will permit. But then again, I will say, let me just stop with football agents. Nwa Obiolo Ananaba is here with us in the studio. Obi, it's nice to have you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Good. Nice to have you here. Yeah. Guys, let's start with what we'll call a breaking news. We're not sure yet, but I'm trying to click all my links to tell me how true this story is, but no one is getting back yet. Samson Siasia resigns. You were with Samson Siasia in America. You followed the boys all through. You were giving me information of everything that was happening. You spoke to Samson. Actually, you and Samson Siasia were in the same place, the same room and everything. What's wrong?
I'm not surprised. One of the major problems is that our leaders don't know how to manage people. And if you look at what happened to the under-23 team when they go to America and after they left America, it's a long story, which you know about. And Siasia, one of the things that pained Siasia was that by the time Siasia got home, he said one of his official car that was given to him was retrieved long before he even came back to Nigeria. So the man was practically stranded. He's still being owed about 5 months' salary. He was away in America. None of the officials deemed it fit to even say hello to these boys. You gave these boys about 20-something players with the Nigerian officials. None of the leaders deemed it fit to say hello to the boys in the camp. Even the phone call is a problem. You left Siasia to manage a whole team with the sponsors alone. They need the officials to be there to give them confidence, to give them that moral support, to boost them. Now, we all know about what happened before they left Atlanta to
Real.
You knew what the minister was saying along the line. He got back to Nigeria. Immediately after they arrived in Nigeria, nobody, no official got in touch with Samson Siasia. And this guy has been saying, if he continues like this, he's going to die. Because you don't want to develop mental torture because you are working for somebody. If you can't manage it, you leave it.
Obi, let me bring you in. What's this madness? let's put it this way, let's believe that the story we're hearing that Samson Siasia has resigned is one of those media hypes for something to be done. But then again, what do you think about the Nigerian government and the way the under-23 team has been treated?
Well, it's an unconfirmed news yet, but if it's confirmed, it's very, very appalling. The way the boys were treated is unbelievable. I have not, in my football career, seen any country treat their players the way the boys were treated. They were abandoned. They couldn't even get to the Rio, and they got there late, and they managed to win their first game. So honestly, it's beyond belief how he's treated, and if he's resigned, I won't be surprised.
Also, there's this story coming in that people are writing me, asking me questions in terms of what are these boys going to be given? Won't they be congratulated? We remember very the Japanese that gave them money, and I'm being told that the money was about to be given to the minister or something like that, and they said no, the money must be handed over to the players because they don't trust the other side of the party. But what I'm trying to say in essence is, at least by now, we should be talking about, oh, the government has done this or the government has done that. In Russia, teams they're all been dispatched. They have all been, told congratulations, given what they are due, and of course everybody has gone off their way. I mean, what's wrong with saying thank you very much, even if you don't have anything to offer? But what about the thank you? Must it be after 3 years before we hear thank you? I mean, sometimes our administrators should know how things are done, or perhaps I'm saying the wrong thing.
To be honest, I'm not surprised, sir. You don't expect Nigerian government to say thank you. You know why? Money is involved. The boys said no to their ogas. So what do you expect? You go your way and we do our thing. One thing I want us to understand is this. Our officials often believe that they are doing our athletes a favor by picking them to represent the country. I think we need to correct that attitude. We need to correct that impression. It's not fair. You are not doing anybody any favor. You are even doing yourself a big favor. If they eventually travel on behalf of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and they come back with medals, the normal thing to do is to welcome them and give them what is due to them. That is good accolade. But in this case, these are one of the reasons why CRCI is saying whatever he's saying. It's not official. Whatever we are hearing is unofficial. I will not say this is. I will not tell you this is what CRCI is. I mean, what is happening to Samson CRCI, because it's not official. But you have pointed out the key issue here. Since these guys got back to Nigeria, they were locked at the Sheraton Hotel in Ikeja, and from there, everybody disappeared. From Sheraton, you just dumped them at Sheraton Hotel, and everybody disappeared. So CRCI took it upon himself to take some decisions. And you can imagine what this guy is going through. Nigerian football team won the only medal we got at the Olympics, for crying out loud. If you don't have any plans for them, why dump them in the hotel?
Good. Obi, what do you think?
Well, I believe they should be welcomed in a very big way. Like in UK, when they come back, they took them to Manchester in open bus. In the city, everybody was celebrating. So the boys should be brought home in an open bus, and they paraded the whole street and congratulated and thanked, because it's not easy to train with your shirt, Nigerian shirt, to go and represent your country. So I think they should be welcomed back very well. Good. And given the honor due to them.
And to buttress his point, these boys won the only medal we got at the Olympics.
We got 23 bronze, isn't it?
23 equals to 1. I mean, I thought that was a good observation. I went in that line and said, well, 23 bronze medal matched together to make 1 bronze medal.
We got more than one.
We got more than 1. So if we are parading the boys, we're going to be showing so many bronze medals. So, but given the hard time these guys went through, and coming out with a medal, I think they deserve to be welcomed on and given the right accolade. For crying out loud.
Good. Okay. We will be taking your calls any minute from now. 0208-808-0693. I'm being told that most of you are already queuing up. to speak to us. We're always delighted when we know that you are watching, and of course you want to speak to us. Let's take the first caller. We've been told we have Fumi on the line. Hello, Fumi. Welcome to ABC Sports. How are you, and where are you calling from?
First of all, I have to say congratulations to Nigeria.
Thank you.
Bronze is big.
Yeah, it is.
It's like platinum, gold. But I'll tell you something. If you bring that alone to Zimbabwe, Mugabe will come out and be dancing. I would say to Nigeria, you are ungrateful. Goodbye, and have a nice day.
Thank you. Oh dear. So I agree. I have to agree with what Fumi had just said. We are so ungrateful.
Very, very ungrateful.
Anyway, let's pick another caller. 0208-808-0693 is the number. I'm being told Nicholas has joined us. Hello, Nicholas. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Nizden.
From where?
Nizden.
Okay,
Near Wembley Stadium, yeah.
Brilliant. Go on, Nicholas.
Yeah, I'm a Ghanaian, and I've been following the Nigerian football and what they've been doing all over the years, because I used to live in Nigeria. But my only concern is Africans. One problem with Africans is what my brother was just saying, that we don't appreciate people when they do us a lot of good. These guys went to Brazil, they did all well, and coming back to Nigeria, they should be received with that kind of something that would ginger them. But dumping them at a hotel and leaving them to whatever they have to do on their own, getting back home without any kind of welcome or appreciation is very, very appalling. Sure. I'm sad to hear this. I'm very sad to hear this. This will not ginger the boys, and it will not make them give out their best the next time around.
Thank you.
Trust me.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Anyway, I'm still following, and I may call back again.
All right, Nicholas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I agree with him.
Yeah, I'll allow you guys. I'll allow you guys to follow up with them, but just to chip this in. Sorry, guys. And we also told that the best African team at Rio Olympics, which is Kenya, we are also.
Oh yes.
I mean, their government also mismanaged the people that was meant to, manage the players and all of that, all the athletes also mismanaged fund.
Yes.
They have been disbanded. Yes. But the problem is you can't disband when the international body is on the other side, because they'll be fighting. It's just something like FIFA. Yeah. You can't just, it's like government interfering.
Oh, yes.
So I agree.
Yeah. The truth about Kenyan athletes is that I don't know if they've left Rio today. They are still in Brazil because they have to close the games village. They have nowhere to go. The Kenyan Olympic Association said, okay, we're going to get you a cheap ticket, but you won't be able to leave when others are leaving. So because of that, you will have to wait for a few more days. Where are we going to stay? No plans. Now, what they did was, the organizers now moved these athletes to one apartment, very dangerous area, and they could hear gunshots, and they were told, don't step out. You can imagine guys with 13 medals, 13 gold, silver, and bronze medals being kept in a downtown.
That's the problem, because I heard this story, and of course I got some athletes calling me about it, and we were also told that some of them have since arrived, but then again I know a handful are still out there in Rio. Let's take some calls because I've been told that they are begging to come into the studio. 0208-808-0693, the number for you to call. It is your program ABC Sports. David, I'm being told, joins us. Hello David, welcome to your program.
Yeah, hello.
Hello,
good afternoon.
David. David, where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from London, and you've got a great show here. I called last week also.
Thank you.
You see, with Nigeria case, it's a very with Nigeria case, it's a very. It's a case that when you think about it, sometimes you just feel sorry for yourself. Okay, you are one of the best sports analysts we have in that country. That's why that you are based in London here. what I will suggest is look, get some of your colleagues, right to the top, right to the head of state, right to Buhari, and explain what is actually going on and demand that you and other sportsmen in Nigeria want to speak to him. Because we cannot continue in this way anymore. We're tired of talking about things and, repeating things going wrong over and over again. Get your colleague, get other sportsmen, write to Buhari that you demand to talk to him about what's going on.
Good.
Simple as that. I'm tired of listening. I'm tired of
excuses. Let's put it that way. We're tired of excuses. You understand? Thank you, David. Thank you. The truth about it is, I try as much as possible to make sure that we follow what Nigerians will call due process. So whenever, like for example, sports minister comes around, we dragged him back here. Sports minister, what is your plan? He told us that Rio will be the best we have ever seen, that is going to make sure that things are done properly. The way you crying is the way I'm crying. Because you bring them in and you give them your trust, but when it's like they go there and there's a switch, I'm not sure why or where this switch is coming from, and so it becomes a bit you become a bit paranoid that they can't deliver on what they have all suggested. It's even more annoying that at least ring me on my phone and tell me of problems which I can share with you guys here, because I don't want to be emotional, but tell you the truth, this athlete is distressing. Anyway, 0208-808-0693 is the number for you to call. Tell us what you think about the Nigerian problem, if you have to put it up. For those of you who are Africans who are watching, tell us the way you think we can move forward with all this, drag and draft and annoying situation with Africa. Even the best African nation at Rio is even struggling to find their way back. To find their way back to the country. They are going in batches. And some have been told that, we might not be able to use the money provided to bring you back. They have since been dissolved. The team, the Olympic Committee have since been dissolved. But then again, the international body that owns the Olympic Committee has said you can't dissolve them just like that. So it is like government interfering. They know too well that you can't just dissolve them. So they can just do whatever they like because you just can't dissolve them. It's the same thing. The Nigerian team have not done well, and it's not because they don't want to do well, it's because of the organization. So if we decide, or if we use that anger to dissolve the NOC, the Nigerian Olympic Committee, no, IOC will be on us. We might even get sanctioned or banned. So some of these things, it's the root. If we don't get to the root of the problem, I tell you, we're going nowhere. And it's a cankerworm that if opened, it's in this distressing. Obi, I would like you to perhaps find a solution to this pondering problem.
Well, I must say, for your athletes to perform, you have to treat them very well. The government has not done anything to look after the athletes. They didn't get there very well, they didn't treat very well, they didn't eat very well, they can't perform very well. So saying that they didn't get good Olympics is because of the treatment they got. So going forward, I think we should go back. Government should be serious to look after these boys. If you take a team to a place, you have to give them a proper looking after so that they'll be able to perform. If an athlete eats well, sleeps well, they will perform for you. So they will be expecting more gold and silvers, not only bronze, if the athletes are being looked after.
Good. Let's take another call before I bring you in. We'll have Betty joining us on the program. Hello, Betty. Welcome to the program. How are you? And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from London.
From London, Betty. Please go on.
Yeah, I have been listening to your chat. Thanks for holding this forum. I've been listening the way Nigerian athletes were treated on coming back from Rio. I find it very disheartening, not being a Nigerian, and for a person to come out of his or her own house to represent his country proudly and being treated like a cow. I don't know what words to quantify it. It's so disheartening, and it shows bad management from our leader. I think as at now, I don't think Nigeria has got a good leader because I believe the president of Nigeria is listening or is aware of this maltreatment they have actually given to this athlete, at least going to represent us, coming back with bronze means something. These people should be accorded a good reception in Nigeria, considering the fact that during these Olympics, there were a lot of people that didn't want to go because of Zika virus and everything. But these people came out from their various homes to go and represent their country, only to come back and being dumped in a hotel. Nigeria. I'm not proud to be a Nigerian, honestly. When I listen to certain things that happen, I say and yet you have some of our rich men with billions, trillions, and yet nobody can come out and treat these people. What is the motivation? What's the intake? How on earth will you call this particular set of boys to go and represent Nigeria in anything and more? We have Nigerians playing abroad in different clubs. So do you now want to recall people born here that are Nigerians that want to represent their country to come and play for Nigeria for anything? No. You understand? Because we have management, we have leaders that don't take interest. Instead, they are interested in their own pockets. You understand? Some of them, they can afford to bring up money and treat these guys. No, they are all putting it in different editions. And our so-called president is just keeping quiet as if, obviously, I have not heard anything. He should come out and take decision about what is happening to these guys.
Thank
and
you.
Motivate them.
Thank you, Betty.
In the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think you have nailed it, if you ask me. And it's indeed really, really distressing, if you ask me. I have to tell you this. The truth about it is, some of those, I will have to make it clear, some of those who went to represent Nigeria went from their own pockets.
Yes. Sad. Absolutely.
Some took their own money, ignored the razzmatazz that the Nigerian government was going to do to them, and just used their own money because they have that zeal to represent a country which their parents came from. Some of them are even American, some of them are from other countries, but because they have that Nigerian lineage, the heritage was there, and they decided to help. They called the Nigerian government or the Nigerian Association. They say the support you get from them is not there. Things are not really moving in Nigeria, we have to say, in terms of sports. Next year, there's a possibility that there won't be any football to support because we haven't qualified for anything. Anyway, let's quickly take this call. I want to meet a lady who has decided she wants to help Nigeria. A lady who is a basketballer. She has been playing her basketball. She's studied in America. She did everything. And now she's doing her basketball in Poland. But she recently went back home to Nigeria, Anambra to be precise. And the game she loved, which is basketball, wasn't anywhere close. She was like, where are the courts to play? Not to be found. She was disheartened. Anyway, let's first introduce her. Let me see if she's on the line with us. Hello, do we have Uju on the line? Hello, Uju. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Uju. How are you doing? Brilliant. Nice to hear your voice. How are you today?
Same here.
Good. So we have Uju Ugoka on the line with us. Uju, let's in a brief, just briefly, quickly tell us who is Uju Ugoka.
I'm Uju Ugoka. I'm from Anambra State, Nigeria. I play basketball professionally, and I also schooled in the United States of America, Virginia Tech precisely. And right now I signed a new contract to play in AZF Lublin in Poland.
Good. So we've been told that Uju wants to build courts in Anambra State. I mean, by now there should be different types of courts in Anambra State with kids falling on top themselves to enjoy the game. Why are you building courts? I thought there were plenty of courts in Anambra State.
I went back home to give back to organize a camp, basketball clinic. But when I got home, there was nothing to do because there was no basketball courts in the whole of Anambra. The only basketball court they have was the one at the University of Nnamdi Azikiwe, and that was not even a basketball court. That was totally a mess. So I was like, okay, I can't have a program here because there's no basketball court. So what we have to do for the kids? They play basketball, but there's nowhere to train. They all leave from the east to go to Lagos to play, and there's no encouragement from the sports ministry. So what I decided to do was to try and partner with the Anambra State government and to do basketball court at least in every 1 or 2 local governments in Anambra State to be able to help the kids achieve their dreams and able to go to the United States or wherever in the world to play basketball and also for education. Because basketball right now is the #1 growing sport in Nigeria, and they don't have that in Anambra State. So what will the kids do? They all leave from Anambra State to Lagos, and we have the potential in Anambra State, all over in the east also. We have those potentials, but there's no way to achieve those potentials. There's no basketball courts to train in.
Okay. First of all, let me say, I have to say those who are living here in the UK are really delighted. Trust me, I'm very delighted to hear this from you. We are happy to know that a lady who just came on holiday and to help kids, you know, prepare for the game called basketball, couldn't see nothing and begin to shed tears and decided, okay, to take it upon herself to build courts. It tells you that's a problem. But however, we are saying thank you very much for that notion. Where are you now in terms of that, you know, this zeal to build it? What stage are we on to make sure that these things are done?
Well, right now the state have partnered with us to give us land where we can put up basketball courts. So right now what we're trying to do is to raise some funds, be able to put up the basketball courts in every local government in Anambra State.
Okay, Uju. Uju, we really appreciate you joining us, and we're really very delighted with this. Please let's keep us updated with whatever information that you have or you want to pass to us about this. But then again, thank you for this zeal. This is what it shouldn't be in this part. It should just be you just contributing your little quarter and not building everything for Anambra State. Thank you, but we really appreciate it, Uju. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Guys, I need not say more, do I? No. Oh, you have your day.
To start with, I think when you look at our ministries, we have so many people who are not worthy of being in this government circle working for the federal government of Nigeria, whether at the state level or at the national level. You go to some ministries and you begin to wonder, what type of people are these? Some of them cannot even write, and they will call themselves directors. I often tell people that we have so many analog leaders managing us in Nigeria, and when you are too analog, you won't even know anything about being digital. Mm-hmm. And that alone will always push progressive people backwards. And that's why the president himself needs to update himself and get things right. It makes it very easy for our politicians to come into the system and maneuver these government workers. It's very, very easy. But when you check the whole system, you rejuvenate it, you remove those who are not worthy from the system. Let us have a standard. When we have a standard, then we can begin to talk about progress. When, as things stands right now, all the directors, the permanent secretaries, and all the senior and the middle officers there, what they know is my Esther code. I know we are going to Olympics. I know we are going to under 17 World Cup. I want to be part of the journey. I want to be part of the trip. I want to be part of that. You see them jostling for tickets. I will tell you something that baffled me. In the line of my job, I came across somebody, a top official, and he didn't know me. And he was saying, oh, I just collected my Esther code, and I'll be going with my wife and 4 children, and please, you see the other one is for my girlfriend, but help me package it the other way. And I was like, what? Now you can begin to imagine messing around with Nigerian money. What about the main actors? They don't even have money for ticket. They don't even have the money. They don't even know when they're going to leave. So we need to check our system and remove those funny agents working for the system.
Good. I know there are plenty of bad eggs in the good ones. So that is what we really need to find and take off. That brings me to about Obi, because Obi is a football agent, and in Aba, the truth about it is that there are plenty of football talent there. And there have been so many agents coming there, duping these boys and running away. And that's why Obi has said this must stop. Obi, tell me, how did you decide to make sure that these boys, get out of the street and nurture them?
Thank you very much for that question. First of all, I must say congratulations to Uju. I was touched for what he was doing. Well, basically, most African players wants to play in Europe. So, and it's an easy way to dupe them. Collect the money, I'll take you to Spain, I'll take you here to play. And these boys are very poor. They go and borrow, sell their land, and they give to the agent. Oh, I'll give you 2 months, I'll get you a visa. And you can wait for him for 6 months, you will not find him. So, and it's been happening and happening. So that's when I decided, first of all, I was born and bred in Aba, and that's where I grew up as well. So I said, okay, what I would do is, I would bring foreign agents and scouts once a year to Aba. I organize a football tournament with my team, Obiaba Football Academy, and they pick whoever is good enough to play in Europe, then they will package it, do their visa, buy their ticket, and send them over there. This is what I've been doing for the last 7 years. But the duping still goes on, because, I mean, the easiest way to dupe somebody who wants to play football is say, listen, I'll take you to so-and-so, and this is how much it's going to cost you, and give me maybe 10% of that. And the average now is about 500,000 for each player. Give me maybe 200,000 when I get your visa, and you can collect from 10 players. Wow. And he will disappear. And this is what is happening. So we do report some to the police, but what can they do? It's very rampant. So this is what's happening. But slowly, a lot of boys are moving from Aba to play in Europe. And I
know some of your boys are also moving.
Absolutely.
So it means you are doing the right thing.
Well, yes, we are. I have about 4 or 5 boys in Finland. Also maybe in Thailand as well, and Bangladesh. I have a player who were negotiating to go to Turkey to play in second Liga, hopefully very soon, if the deal goes through, yes.
Good. Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
While we're talking about the European football, that brings me to what happened earlier this week when we saw the UEFA Champions League. We'll give you some of those, how it all came about in terms of the groupings. Many people are already, clustering for it. The groupings, we have Group A. We have Paris. We have Arsenal. We have Barcelona. Which is the strongest group? Because people have been deliberating on which is which. But then again, Group C brings you to that Manchester and of course Barcelona. Celtic also trying to show that they can hold them.
I think Group D is the worst. That's the group of death. Where you have Bayern, Atletico, and PSG.
Dangerous. What do you think, Gobi?
I would say maybe Group C.
Group
because
C,
Barcelona is there.
City.
Man City is there.
And City is having now the old coach of Barca.
Absolutely. It will be a very good welcome home for him to go back to Barca. And Mansion Gladbach is a dark horse in this tournament.
Yeah.
They're a dark horse in this tournament. Celtic, I believe, well, they're about, but I would say
they blow hot and cold.
They do. So on a good day, Celtic can upset anybody. But my team will be Group C to be the toughest, yes.
Okay. So tell us what you think, but don't call us please, I beg you. Send it on Facebook or Twitter. Tell us what you think, Group C or Group D, which is your strongest group. And we'll talk about it next week. Guys, also, we know there are some results coming in for the EPL. We'll talk about it soon. Hull is playing Man United as we speak to you.
Still 0-0.
It's still 0-0, I'm being told. No goal at either side. Mourinho. Hull has been, there's something with Hull. Are they the new Leicester?
Absolutely. They could be a Leicester on us.
But you know one thing? Their manager actually got tutored by Alex Ferguson. He worked with him for so long. And that's why, if you underrate whole city, you're doing that at your own peril.
That's true. That's true. Okay, whole city are showing that they can really do well. We have to confess that. But then again, you know, I mean, we call it early stage.
It is early stage.
And people have been asking me the question: will Arsenal ever buy? Or do we have been building team for the past, I can't remember how many years now. The producer is also an Arsenal fan. You guys have been building team.
I think they got 2 players now.
Every year we are building. When we did, even if it's a building.
They never stop building.
Finally, we bought 2 players.
Oh, you
I think it's confirmed we bought Mustafa.
Have you?
Mustafi and Perez.
Yeah. So,
but I want Arsenal today. I was impressed.
3-1 ending?
Yeah, I was really impressed with Arsenal. And again, that guy, Holding, that young boy they bought from Bolton is very good. Yeah. It's lively. And with him and Koscielny, I could see some rapport, very good rapport coming up.
Are they building again or there's a team?
I don't think they are building.
I think it's a team now.
I think they have a team now.
With Mustafa in the center defense.
And they have someone helping.
And also a striker. And that's all we need. We have fantastic midfielders. Amazing midfielders.
We always open the door.
The only thing we're lacking is a defender and a point man, which we've got. But it depends how they're going to gel and how long it will take them to gel with the team. If that happens, I think we might challenge this year for the trophy.
Yeah, you're always challenging. Yes. And in fourth position.
last time it was second. We're thereabouts. So with these 2 now, I think watch the space.
Okay. Let's wait and see.
I will have a detail, please. FIFA ranking. We have a FIFA ranking. We won't have time to go through it. Yeah. The women's one delights me, I have to say. The men's ones they're always the same. Yes. But the women one always brings some shake-ups.
Some good news.
Yeah, you have USA, Germany, France, Canada, England, Sweden, Australia, Japan, Korea, and Brazil. Top 10. That's how they stand. They're doing well. Our girls are still number 1 in Africa. I'm being told, but then again, our men are not doing well.
The thing is, we don't play enough friendly matches, and the quality of the friendly matches we play, that determines where we are on the table. Yeah, and it's unfortunate. I think the NFL needs to take this seriously now. Otherwise, it's going to affect our players if they want to come play for Premier League. Yes. I mean, play in the Premiership here. It's definitely going to affect them because the new law states that if you are out of the first 50 you are not qualified for a waiver. So it's a problem. They need to really work. They need to look into it.
Obi, this will be my final touch on you. The Nigerian League. What will you say about the Nigerian League, especially as we are running out of time?
Well, Nigerian League for me could be an exciting league, but the management is very poor. It's everything that happens in African football or sports. They don't take it seriously. Nigeria has potential. It's a big league. It's a big market. We can get sponsorship to make it good. The sponsorship there is next to zero. I mean, in English football, it's about sponsorship. I don't know, 5 billion every year coming to football. So if it will be organized properly, get the big companies to invest, it will be a fantastic...
How do you do that?
Well, it's management.
Going by what has happened in the past. History.
Yes.
History. Because if I own a business in Nigeria, you come to me that you want sponsorship, I will first of all look at the history and I will look at you.
Yeah, but
can we meet next week? Well, I will call you when I'm ready.
But listen, we can't live in the past. Going forward, I think Africa is now mainly where people are going, and Nigerian football is the biggest in Africa. So with big investment, it will be one of the best.
So the main issue now is how to attract the investors.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Time won't allow us go more, and we'll have to wrap it up on today's show. A very big thank you, Obi and Nanaba. Really interesting to have you in.
Thank you.
Please, anytime you're in the United Kingdom, the door is always open for you to come in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming
to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Mr. Lauren, the CEO of Abbey Life Network, we always do this, won't we?
Sure.
That's the show. If you've enjoyed this one, let's do the same time next week when another 2 hours of Jera about to be spent talking sports. A very big thank you to Uche, Leslie, all of that, and have been at the back of the camera. Please remain safe, and remember it's bank holiday, so please, really, really be safe. I remain yours sincerely. I haven't changed my name. I won't. On the day I do, you will be the first to know. Chris Obukwa is my name. So long, everybody. Bye now.